Wait a minute, Drifts and Lifts. You're telling me you bought another Volvo 7.9 series? You kidding me? What's up, guys? It's Drifts and Lifts here. All right, so today's episode, it's just gonna be a little short one. Just wanna do basically a channel update for you guys. I know it's been a little slow lately. So I figured I would start the video off by showing you guys this new Volvo that I bought. So I didn't actually buy this car to really do anything with. The goal was to make a bit of money off it. I got property tax coming up on this townhouse here pretty soon, so got to pay that, so this thing's got to go. But this is probably one of the nicest Volvos I've ever owned, and I want to show you guys it because pretty cool car, and I've actually never owned one of these cars before. Actually, that's a lie. I did own one way back in the day. It had a bent control arm. I never even drove it. I scrapped it, and I made like $100 off it. But this is an actual car that runs and drives. It's a proper S90 Volvo, so I figured I'd show you guys a little bit of it. So the story behind this is it wasn't on Craigslist or Marketplace on Facebook or anything like that. I was cruising down some back roads in the farmlands, and I saw this thing parked in the back of some dude's house. So you know, I had to go up and look at it. So I checked it out, and I didn't see anybody around. I went and knocked on the door at the property that the car was stored at, and nobody was answering the door there. So I kind of looked around the farm a little bit, and I found a guy that was working on the farm, and I was like, hey, where's the owner of that Volvo? I'd love to speak to him. And he gave me the number of the owner of this Volvo, and I was able to get a hold of him, and luckily he was actually considering selling it already. So I kind of got first dibs on it before he actually put it up for sale, you know, actually on Craigslist and stuff. It's always nice if you can get a deal before it's actually posted online for people, because then you can kind of work out a pretty fair deal without a bunch of other people you know, making the guy think that his car is worth a shit ton when it's really not. What happens is if they get a bunch of interest on it, they're gonna think that their car is worth a ton, but in reality, those people that are all interested in it are gonna come and lowball the crap out of them almost 9 out of 10 times. So anyways, guys, so let's check this thing out. It's a 1998 Volvo S90. So this is the final version of the 960, I guess we could call it. It is a Volvo 960, but in the last year or two they called it the S90, I guess, to go along with the rest of their the fleet in the Volvo lineup. So this thing has 170,000 kilometers on it. Super clean car. I did a little bit of detailing on it when I first got it because it was parked in a field, but it didn't really take too much to get this thing looking really nice. So as you can see in here, so these door panels, I think this is really common on these cars. They start to warp. I think the leather gets kind of, you know, it starts to shrink, and then it starts to kind of tug into the corners there. But it almost looks kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so as you can see, the interior is super clean. This model has the wood grain, which is really cool. I haven't owned a 740, 940, or 9 Series with wood grain on the dash before. So yeah, as you can see, like, the carpets are clean, the stereo works, the heated seats work in this thing, which is really sweet. Usually when I get a Volvo, the heated seats don't work. Or if they do work, they'll like burn a hole in my back or something. I've had that happen before. But yeah, the car runs really smooth. These Volvos, so the last couple of years, I think in 95 or 96, they actually did a whole different style of control arm and suspension and everything. The suspension on these cars is not the same as the 740s. It is completely different, so you can't really swap, you know, parts. And if we did like the modified steering knuckles, it'd be different on this car and that kind of thing. But my plan wasn't to actually, you know, build this car as anything. Like I said, just want to sell it. And the reason I wouldn't build this car, now it is a nice looking car, it would be cool to put some cool wheels on it, lower it and that kind of thing. But if you guys know, the independent rear suspension on this car is really tricky. It's actually a mono leaf, I believe, so it's more or less like one big leaf spring that goes over to both sides of the subframe and does it that way. So I don't know how you would lower this car. I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure you guys have done it before, but the cars are actually like not too 4x4 from the factory. I think you could put some like bigger wheels on it. Here is the only damage on this side, guys. So we got a little dent here and a small little dent on the, well, it's actually bigger than small, but little dent on the rear door there, so nothing too crazy. Let's take a look in the back of the car here. So the back seats are just as clean as the front. I doubt really too many people were sitting in them for very long. You know, this thing didn't get too much use. 170,000 K on one of these cars is pretty low in my opinion. So what we'll do right now is fire it up, see how she runs. I did actually a fresh oil change on this thing, 5W40 synthetic. Starts right up. Really smooth. This thing had the timing belt done not too long ago. I think a guy did it like 6 years ago, and it's only had 40,000 kilometers driven on it. So, you know, I know the timing belt intervals are supposed to be like every 90,000 kilometers on these cars, but because of the climate we live in, the timing belts don't take as much of a beating as if you lived in a really dry climate. They kind of stay, they don't crack and disintegrate as quickly. Let's take a quick peek under the hood here. Show you guys what it looks like. So as you can see, really clean car. I did a little bit of detailing in the engine bay, but not much, just to kind of freshen it up a bit. But yeah, the motor runs super smooth. Last time I had one of these cars, it had a bit of a lifter tick, and this one is all good. So I don't know, all in all, I think this is a pretty good car. Someone's going to enjoy this, and it shouldn't really give them any problems for a long time. All right, so that is pretty much the gist of it as far as my Volvo S90 goes. So yeah, actually a guy is coming to look at this thing right now, I'm pretty sure, so we might actually have this sold today. I figured I'd do a video on it before it actually sold because kind of cool. I know you guys usually like to see all the random Volvos that I buy. I think this is like the 79th Volvo that I've owned, so we're inching our way towards the 100 Volvo mark as far as Volvos I've owned in the past. So pretty crazy. I'm sure there's guys who have owned more, but I think I'm pretty up there as far as, you know, maximum Volvos owned. So anyways, guys, for the rest of the video, I figured I would just kind of update you on what's going on with the channel, what's going on with the projects, what's going on with life. So as you can see, Al, the gold car, is in the garage right now. It's taking a little bit of a break. I put insurance on the S90 so I could drive it around. And I also put insurance back on the truck because I want to get this thing going again, because the weather's getting nice, and I'm probably gonna, you know, start driving this thing around. The prices of diesel is absolutely insane. So to be fair, maybe I won't be driving this as much as I want to, but yeah, it'd be nice to hop in the Cummins and do some fourth gear burnouts pretty soon here. So hopefully we'll get a video of that pretty soon here, guys. But yeah, so I ordered a bunch of parts for this car. Actually, I ordered a ZF transmission mount. So we're actually gonna be doing a BMW ZF transmission in this car as well. And also I got some cool parts here made by my good friend, Jake Snedden. My good friend with the BMW powered Volvo. You guys all know if you've been watching the channel for a while. So Jake actually built this setup for me. This is a lower control arm combined with a strut rod. So both of these are adjustable. You can actually extend lower control arm with the Heim joint here, ride that out. And you can also extend the strut rod. This is actually a reverse thread and a normal thread. So all you have to do is loosen this nut and then turn the bar, and it'll actually change your caster without actually having to remove the arm. So really cool. I think I'm gonna be running these arms probably in the gold car or the new panel wagon build, which brings me to my next thing that I'm gonna tell you guys. So if you watch my Instagram, you'll know this already, but I haven't really discussed it on the channel yet. I actually parted out the panel wagon and scrapped the shell. So I literally don't have the panel wagon anymore. I have a pile of really cool Volvo parts, and I'm looking for a shell to put them in. So if you guys know, I do have that white Volvo wagon, you know, 740 wagon shell that I could put the parts in. But here's the thing. I will build this car if I have to. But I did find a little bit of rust on the car, so, you know, it's not a big deal, not very much rust. I can definitely deal with it. It's nothing like how bad the panel wagon was. Here's the big thing, is that this Volvo that I build is gonna be the best Volvo I've ever built. I want it to be not only a good drift car, but also a good looking street car that is just sweet all around. I don't want just a drift beater this time. I want something that I can be kind of proud of, you know, bring to a car show. Be like, check out my cool engine bay, you know, shine up the engine bay, paint the valve cover, paint the intercooler piping, clean it up super nice, make it just a really sick car. So here's the thing, I don't really want to start with a white car. And, you know, painting cars is super expensive, so I'm not gonna have like $5 grand to kick around to throw at paint anytime soon. So I wanna start the build with a color, with a factory color that I really, really like. So if you guys are watching the channel right now and you're local to me, British Columbia, Canada, Let me know if you got like a 740 wagon shell you want to donate to the channel. I'll give you decent money for it. I want like a blue or a red or like a maroon or a gold would be cool. Anything but plain old chalky white. I'm kind of sick and tired of white cars. We have so many white Volvos in the friend group, and the panel wagon was white. And this time I want to do it a bit differently. I would love to get like a blue, you know, like a light blue, metallic or something colored wagon. So if you guys have anything that you know of, it doesn't have to be a running driving car. It can literally just be a shell, preferably with no rust or a little bit of rust. A little bit is okay, but I don't want to be replacing floors in it or anything like that. So that's kind of on the back burner for like a little bit. You know, I'm going to be doing that project fairly soon. We're definitely going to have it ready for summer and for drift season and that kind of thing. But currently I don't have any cool Volvos on the road that I could just hop in and go drifting in. So we got some work to do on the gold car. Like I said, we're going to be doing the ZF transmission swap. I have a tranny mount for it that's coming on its way right now. And I also have the ZF transmission getting welded up by my friend Fraz. Shout out to Fraz. He's hooking me up there. So another thing that I really want to get going on before the summer hits is I want to build another off-road beater Volvo. We're actually planning on buying some mountain bikes this summer. I want to get back into mountain biking. It's a sport I did when I was younger. Really enjoyed it. I did it for like 10 plus years pretty heavily. And I stopped for a lot of years and got back into it a few years ago. And then I sold the bike and I've been kind of missing it ever since. So planning on buying a mountain bike, and I need a Volvo that I can shuttle bikes up our local mountain with. So I'm going to be looking for like a beater 1990 sedan, just something really crappy that I can literally throw some bigger tires on, weld the differential, throw the bikes in the back, and just rip up the hill so we can go mountain biking, and also film some cool videos of, you know, rally videos and stuff like that for you guys. So yeah, I'm just basically figuring out logistics of everything right now, and just looking for Volvos, waiting on parts, and kind of sorting stuff out. So that's pretty much what we got going on now, guys. So yeah, pretty much a wrap up of the video. I just wanted to give you guys an update on everything and show you my new Volvo S90 that is going to be gone hopefully pretty soon. So anyways, guys, you know, lots of stuff to look forward to. Once all these parts kind of come in, it's always the big problem is waiting on parts. But once these parts come in, we're going to start assembling everything, really get these cars going. I need to buy a set of coilovers for the gold car. I'm really tired of riding on cut springs. It is no fun. Cut springs, it gets you low, but it does not get you performing well. It's pretty bouncy. Like and subscribe for oversized Volvo nipples. Peace out.